United States has just released a fighter jet so advanced, it could make entire defense networks obsolete before their leaders even realize it. This sixth-generation marvel glides invisibly through enemy skies, outsmarts the most sophisticated radars, and turns traditional warfare into history. With technology that seems ripped from science fiction, it's a ghost in the air, untouchable, unstoppable, and rewriting the rules of military dominance. Will this aircraft shift global power? What does this mean for the future of warfare? Join us as we find out all about the new sixth-generation fighter jet that has left NASA's military experts shocked. When military engineers set out to design the next-generation fighter jet, they weren't just looking to make it faster or more powerful. They wanted something revolutionary, an aircraft that could think for itself. The goal wasn't just to improve on existing technology, but to create a machine capable of making split-second decisions, adapting to threats in real time, and outperforming even the most skilled human pilots. What they built wasn't just a jet, it was an intelligent learning machine unlike anything seen before. At the heart of this innovation is an advanced artificial intelligence system that is completely transforming what we know about aerial combat. To put it to the test, the AI went up against some of the best F-35 pilots in the country in high-stakes simulated battles. The results were nothing short of astonishing. AI won 90% of the time, accurately predicting enemy movements and countering attacks with precision no human could match. This AI doesn't just respond, it predicts. By analyzing enormous amounts of combat data in mere microseconds, it can recognize attack patterns before they even take shape. In one impressive test, the system detected a complex enemy strategy seconds before a human pilot would have even realized the threat, giving a critical edge in battle. But this technology isn't just about outmaneuvering opponents in simulated dogfights. The AI's abilities go far beyond that. It can coordinate up to 5 high-tech combat drones at the same time, each equipped with its specialized weapons and sensors. These drone wingmen can pull off extreme aerial maneuvers that would push a human pilot past their physical limits, forming a responsive and adaptable combat team that adjusts to threats in real time. One of the most fascinating features is the neural interface system. It's designed to anticipate what the pilot needs before they even ask, like having an incredibly smart co-pilot. This allows pilots to stay focused on bigger strategic decisions while the AI takes care of the finer details, from tracking threats and managing weapons to adjusting flight dynamics on the fly. Quantum sensors embedded within the system give the jet an unparalleled ability to monitor its surroundings in real time, detecting even the most subtle changes in electromagnetic fields. This heightened sensitivity provides an advanced level of situational awareness, allowing the aircraft to identify potential threats that would remain undetectable using conventional sensing technology. Beyond simply gathering information, the jet's cognitive electronic warfare system actively adapts and evolves. Rather than just reacting to enemy tactics, the AI continuously refines its strategies with every encounter, analyzing patterns and weaknesses to develop more effective countermeasures. This constant learning process ensures that the aircraft not only keeps pace with adversaries, but consistently stays several steps ahead, making it a formidable force in modern air combat. The AI's resilience in compromised conditions sets it apart from traditional systems. Even in environments where GPS is jammed, communications are disrupted, or sensors are interfered with, the aircraft remains fully operational. Equipped with advanced navigation technology that functions without satellite assistance, it can autonomously adapt to mission objectives, making independent tactical decisions when isolated from command structures. This shift represents more than just an upgrade in hardware, it signals a transformation in modern air combat. Military analysts view this as a fundamental redefinition of strategy, where intelligence outweighs sheer firepower. The distinction between pilot and aircraft is becoming less defined, forging a new era of human-machine integration that could change the way wars are fought. Test pilots have described the experience as having an entire team of specialists working alongside them in the cockpit. The artificial intelligence system processes vast amounts of data in real time, assisting with everything from threat detection to tactical decision-making. With each mission, the AI refines its capabilities, learning from past encounters and continuously improving its responses. This ever-evolving intelligence ensures that the aircraft becomes more effective over time, adapting to new challenges and staying ahead of potential threats in an increasingly complex combat environment. But if an AI can outthink a human, what gives this fighter jet the ability to stay hidden from the world's most advanced detection systems? When military researchers first began developing stealth technology, they knew they were pushing the limits of what was possible. Early methods worked to some extent. Much like wearing dark clothing at night, it helped, but it wasn't foolproof. Years of innovation, however, led to something far more advanced, a system that allowed the aircraft to virtually disappear from detection. The key breakthrough came from an unexpected partnership between the Air Force and scientists at MIT. Together, they created a groundbreaking material that goes beyond simply absorbing radar signals. It actively alters them. When radar waves strike the aircraft's surface, they are converted into an almost undetectable amount of heat, making the jet nearly invisible to tracking systems. It's the equivalent of trying to pick out a single snowflake in the middle of a raging blizzard. This is far more than simple camouflage. The aircraft's outer surface actively adjusts to counter whatever detection system is trying to track it. Equipped with quantum sensors that constantly scan the surrounding electromagnetic environment, the jet can modify its stealth properties in real time, making split-second calculations and adjustments with every passing millisecond. Its radar cross-section, essentially how large it appears on radar, has been reduced to a size smaller than a marble. For comparison, the previous stealth leader, the F-22, appeared roughly the size of a golf ball. This breakthrough means that despite its massive weight and size, the aircraft can all but vanish from radar screens, making it nearly impossible to track. Managing heat signatures has reached an entirely new level. Conventional aircraft leave behind thermal trails that make them easy targets for heat-seeking missiles. This next-generation fighter, however, disperses its heat so evenly that infrared sensors struggle to distinguish it from the surrounding air. In testing, even the most advanced tracking systems failed to maintain a lock, despite having a general idea of where the jet was supposed to be. Beyond simply avoiding detection, its electronic warfare capabilities add another layer of stealth. The aircraft doesn't just disappear, it actively misleads enemy systems. By bouncing back manipulated signals, it can generate multiple false targets, forcing defensive networks to waste valuable time and resources chasing threats that don't exist. The surface coating marks a breakthrough in engineering. Unlike earlier stealth aircraft that required constant upkeep and specialized hangars, this advanced material remains effective under extreme conditions. Heavy rain, sandstorms, and drastic temperature shifts have no impact on its ability to stay hidden. One of its most impressive capabilities is the ability to enter what engineers refer to as silent mode. In this state, all electronic emissions, radio signals, radar pulses, and system communications are reduced to almost nothing. The jet effectively becomes a technological phantom, moving undetected through contested airspace. Managing these intricate stealth features isn't left to the pilot alone. An advanced AI system handles thousands of calculations every second, making real-time adjustments based on the surrounding threat environment. Even in controlled war games where opponents had a general idea of its location, they repeatedly failed to track it. This goes beyond military dominance. It signals a complete transformation in the way detection, concealment, and adaptive technology are understood. The boundary between what can and cannot be seen has been redefined, reshaping the future of stealth technology in ways that extend far beyond a single aircraft. If this aircraft can effectively vanish from detection, how does it produce the energy needed to execute these advanced maneuvers without giving away its position? When engineers at Pratt and Whitney and General Electric set out to develop a next-generation engine, they were tackling a challenge that seemed almost unattainable. The goal was to create an engine that could surpass the capabilities of every existing fighter jet, pushing the limits of aerospace engineering. What resulted was an innovation that completely transformed the way aircraft propulsion is understood. The adaptive cycle engine introduced a groundbreaking shift from conventional jet propulsion. Unlike earlier models that required pilots to compromise between raw speed and fuel efficiency, this new design seamlessly balances both. It can transition between high-power performance and fuel-conserving modes in a matter of milliseconds, effectively granting the aircraft three distinct operational settings. During early testing, the engine delivered performance levels that exceeded expectations. It produces 30% more power than the F-35's engine while using 25% less fuel, a leap forward comparable to designing a sports car that outpaces a luxury supercar while maintaining the efficiency of a hybrid sedan. A breakthrough came in thermal management. Conventional jet engines would melt under the extreme temperatures this engine endures, but the use of advanced ceramic matrix composites solved that challenge. These materials remain stable at temperatures surpassing 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit, intense enough to liquefy steel, ensuring durability and reliability even in extreme conditions. Another key advancement is its three-stream architecture. Traditional jet engines rely on two airstreams, one for thrust and the other for cooling. This new design introduces a third adjustable airflow system, allowing the engine to optimize power output and fuel efficiency dynamically during flight. Artificial intelligence also plays a crucial role, with embedded sensors analyzing over 10,000 data points per second. These constant micro-adjustments fine-tune the engine's performance in real time, much like a high-performance race car being continuously optimized by an expert mechanic. Maintenance requirements have been significantly reduced. Older jet engines required frequent overhauls, but predictive maintenance sensors now detect wear and potential failures before they escalate. The Air Force estimates this will cut maintenance time by 40% and save approximately $100 million per engine over its lifespan. The engine's electrical output has also been redefined, generating over 250 kilowatts, enough to power 200 homes. This surplus enables the integration of next-generation sensor systems and potential future energy-based weapons, capabilities that older aircraft simply cannot support. With its variable cycle system, acceleration has reached unprecedented levels. During tests, pilots demonstrated the ability to shift from cruise mode to maximum afterburner so rapidly that tracking systems struggle to record the transition. The jet can achieve supersonic speeds without relying on traditional afterburner methods, a feat once thought impossible. Advanced cooling systems and heat exchangers further enhance the engine's ability to manage extreme temperatures. It can withstand heat loads 15% greater than current fighter engines, allowing radar and electronic warfare systems to operate at full capacity without overheating. This is not just an engine upgrade, but a complete reinvention of aerospace propulsion. By merging intelligence, efficiency, and raw power, engineers have created a system that redefines the limits of aerial combat technology. With such an incredible engine powering this technological marvel, how did the rest of the world react to a weapon that could potentially change military strategy forever? When news of the new fighter jet broke, it sent shockwaves through the global military community. It was a defining moment that forced nations to rethink their defense strategies overnight. China's response was swift and strategic. Within hours of the first leaks, high-ranking military officials gathered for urgent discussions. State-run media aired reports analyzing how this aircraft had completely shifted the balance of power in the Pacific. Behind closed doors, military analysts realized their most advanced fighter program was now outdated before it even entered full production. The gap was undeniable. Years of investment in cutting-edge radar technology had been rendered useless against a jet they simply could not track. A classified report acknowledged that China was at least a decade behind in stealth and AI-driven aviation. In a bid to close the gap, the government immediately funneled an additional $50 billion into fast-tracking its next generation of fighter development. Russia faced a similar reality check. For the first time in years, military leaders openly admitted that they had been outpaced. Their highly anticipated Su-75 fighter, once expected to challenge Western air superiority, was abruptly sent back for redesign. Emergency meetings became routine as defense officials scrambled to reassess their strategy. Every calculation and every assumption about aerial warfare had to be reconsidered in light of this breakthrough. NATO wasted no time in responding. The alliance immediately began overhauling its entire air defense strategy, something that hadn't been done since the Cold War. Member nations rushed to upgrade radar systems and defense networks, realizing that their existing military frameworks had become outdated overnight. In Europe, the impact was immediate. France and Germany, deep into their next-generation fighter program, quickly sought technical briefings from the Pentagon. Their project, once seen as cutting edge, now felt like an early prototype compared to the advancements unveiled by the United States. Israel, always at the forefront of military innovation, launched a full-scale modernization of its air defense network under Project Sky Shield 2.0. Billions were poured into developing new detection systems, all aimed at solving a single problem: finding a way to track what seemed to be an invisible aircraft. The diplomatic landscape shifted just as rapidly. Nations that had maintained cautious relationships with the United States suddenly became more interested in closer defense ties. Finland and Poland pushed for increased military cooperation, while South Korea offered direct funding for future technological developments. The financial markets reacted just as strongly. Defense stocks saw wild fluctuations, with companies tied to the jet's development experiencing massive surges in value. Lockheed Martin alone saw a 12% spike, adding billions to its market cap on the strength of its involvement in the project. Military strategists across the world found themselves back at the drawing board. Years of planning, training, and defensive posturing were suddenly irrelevant. The idea of air superiority had been rewritten, not by fleet size or firepower, but by technological dominance. For the defense industry, the fallout was immediate. Radar manufacturers watched their most advanced systems become obsolete in an instant. Countries that had invested heavily in air denial strategies now faced an uncomfortable truth: they were no longer in control of their skies. Seeing as the entire world is transformed by this technological breakthrough, what does the future hold for military aviation and global security? When military strategists envisioned the future of aviation, they knew they needed something far beyond a standard fighter jet. What took shape was a constantly evolving technological powerhouse designed to outpace any threat for decades to come. The Air Force wasted no time rolling out its deployment plan. By 2025, the first squadron would be fully operational, 5 years ahead of schedule. A dozen of these groundbreaking aircraft would take to the skies, marking a massive leap in combat readiness. Just 2 years later, 5 entire squadrons would be fully integrated into military operations, reshaping aerial warfare at an unprecedented speed. But the impact didn't stop with the Air Force. The technological breakthroughs immediately began reshaping other military branches. The Navy saw the potential and began adapting the AI system for its aircraft, while drone control systems inspired an entirely new standard for military aviation. Pilot training also underwent a complete transformation. The Air Force introduced a program called Next Generation Airmanship, designed to prepare pilots for a new era of aviation. Rather than just operating the aircraft, pilots would work alongside AI, learning to command intelligent systems in ways that had never been done before. Even the commercial aviation industry took notice. The ultra-efficient engines designed for military use were quickly being studied for civilian aircraft. Airlines recognized the potential to cut fuel costs and boost operational efficiency, setting the stage for a ripple effect that would extend far beyond the battlefield. The advanced maintenance technology developed for the fighter jet promised to reshape the commercial aviation industry. Its AI-driven system could detect potential mechanical issues before they happen, helping airlines avoid costly repairs and unexpected delays. The financial impact alone was staggering, with the potential to save the industry millions in maintenance costs. Beyond aviation, the artificial intelligence powering this aircraft marked a turning point in human-machine collaboration. The system didn't just respond to commands, it anticipated needs and made real-time decisions, unlocking possibilities that stretched far beyond military applications. Global security dynamics shifted in ways that couldn't be ignored. This fighter jet wasn't just a weapon, it was a statement. Its sheer existence changed how military powers calculated risk and strategy. The psychological weight of knowing such an advanced aircraft was in play could act as a deterrent, preventing conflicts before they even started. Unlike previous generations of military aircraft that quickly became outdated, this jet was designed to evolve. Its systems could be upgraded like software, ensuring it remained at the cutting edge for decades. Military analysts projected that with continuous updates, this single platform could maintain air superiority for at least 30 years, an unprecedented lifespan in modern warfare. The project also led to unexpected diplomatic shifts. Countries that hadn't traditionally collaborated on defense technology began exploring new partnerships. The fighter jet's development had proven that cutting-edge research could serve as a diplomatic bridge, bringing together nations with a shared interest in technological advancement. Its influence reached deep into academic and research communities as well. Universities and technology institutes saw a surge in funding for aerospace engineering, artificial intelligence, and advanced material science. The fighter jet had sparked a new wave of scientific curiosity, pushing researchers to explore frontiers they hadn't imagined before. Even military training had to adapt. Flight simulators were redesigned to reflect the aircraft's sophisticated AI and combat systems, preparing a new generation of pilots to operate in an era where human skill and machine intelligence work seamlessly together. This wasn't just about a single aircraft. It was about redefining the limits of human potential, proving that technology could not only reshape battlefields, but also influence industries, diplomacy, and innovation. It is a symbol of progress, proof that the boundaries of what was possible were always meant to be pushed further. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.